Hello and welcome back to video 5 of your social welfare policy analysis series for Social Work 3330 online class. This video deals with finding agency budgets. Just a quick reminder of how to find these budgets, which can often be hidden away in various places, but there's a pretty straightforward way of finding them. So what I want to do is just show you how to find the budgets of a few agencies. And so let's go ahead and get started. Well, first of all, when we think about the budget of government, say the U.S. government or the state government, we may think of their big budget document, in which case, if we were looking at the U.S. government, that's put out by the Office of Management and Budget. And you can get to the budget if you really want to by simply going into the the White House's Office of Budget Management and downloading the budget and looking through it. There's a place here to see the whole budget, or you can look at summary tables and so on. If you do look at the summary tables, for example, you can end up, say if you're looking for the Veterans Affairs, end up with something that looks like this, which shows you the increase or decrease in millions of dollars for various aspects to the agency. And that might be pretty daunting. So what I would recommend doing instead is to go ahead and just go to the agency itself. In this case, if you were to go to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, and you can simply type in budget into the search box in the agency search box, which they generally have, it'll take you to the Office of Budget for that agency. They actually have their own budget office, and in the budget office then you can find all kinds of budget information there. So for example, then you can go to their annual budgets, the resources annual budget submission and so on, which I'm done here, and it'll take you down and you can find all kinds of useful budgetary facts to support your research on the services that they provide or the particular service that you are looking at. Very useful, for example, is their fast facts. Some agencies have something like this where they give you highlights of the budget for the coming year for that agency, and so you can see how much is being dedicated to things such as veterans mental health or veterans housing and so on, women's veterans and so on. So that can be useful to you. Let's try with another agency. Let's say, for example, we want to look at Health and Human Services of the U.S. government. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and put in the budget as a search term within the government agency. I guess that's the key here, is what I'm trying to emphasize, is go to the agency, find the agency that you're dealing with, in this case U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, search for budget, and generally that should then take you to their budget office or their budget documents. And there may be even a budget office for some sub areas of that agency. Let's just go ahead and go into budget and performance for the entire Health and Human Services of the U.S. And then we can go down here, and here's the budget in brief, for example, and that should take me to various aspects of that. Let me see what we've got here. And here's, yes, overview of the budget, general notes, and so on, what they're investing in. So it's all there for you. We'll go one more U.S. agency. Let's look at HUD, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Again, searching within the agency, this website, I'll just put in budget. And we can go ahead and we'll see a number of links here with the HUD budget. Let's just start with the first one. And the overview of the U.S. 2015 presidential budget for HUD is here. 22-page document, budget principles, kind of the basic budget there should just laid out for you. And apparently there's a number of other views of the budget here you can click. It's pretty straightforward. Just go to the agency, type in budget, see what you find. Before we conclude, let's just go ahead and go to a state agency. Many of you will be looking at the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, which contains many of the services that you'll be interested in. Once more, I will just put in budget within the agency search engine. And here we are, Health and Human Services, Budget and Finance. Let's go ahead and click on that. And here we go, budget outlooks for the entire agency, and there they are, and all various budget documents for Health and Human Services for 2015, 2014, allocations, and so on. Let's go ahead and look at one. Reductions, summaries, funding, and so on. So there very well may be everything you need here to find in terms of budget information. This looks like this has some various things here as well. So sometimes you may have to dig through a number of documents to find out what you're looking for, especially if you're looking at a sub-area of a particular agency. You should be able to find it by simply searching within the website of the agency. All right, that concludes looking for budget information for U.S. and state agencies. Thank you very much. This is Alan Sherlin at Belk Library and Appalachian State University.